Hey, Biker Trash here. Well, what we're going to do today is I was going to try and make a big overview of all of the powercore combiners, but then I realized I ramble and I'm incapable of just spending a couple moments speaking about anything. So we're just going to focus in on Huffer, who, in my opinion, is the best that this line has to offer at this point. He's got a very simple transformation, but I don't see that as a flaw. I see that as it's just a good, clean transformation. The face is pretty fugly, but I can deal with that. Got pretty decent articulation. Got a double elbow. He can go back and touch his own shoulder. Oh shoot, I was off camera. He can touch his own shoulder, but with the way that his fist is shrouded, it just... there's no, I don't know, it just looks like a big block of material going back and folded up on his arm. His Minicon, which will from here on out be referred to as a TARGETMASTER, is the best Minicon from the line so far, which isn't much whenever you're in the same line as this guy. But anyway, just looking at him like this, fairly cool little dude. I've said that already, but really is, for me, the standout figure from the line. This guy, they got pretty ambitious with the minicons in this one. Each minicon is supposed to have 4 modes, which some of them it's almost not worth calling it a mode, but they did, so I'm looking at Backwind over there. You get this up like this, and this is his mode that he interacts with this guy. Whenever he's like this, there's a Minicon port right there that just clips on like that, and he's a big arm cannon for him, and it looks good. Now, one thing that I've only watched JT Mitchell's review on this guy, but there is one other thing. This guy has these 2 heel spurs right here that are just the right size that they can go into Huffer's hand. Now, they don't hold in there very well, but he can hold Caliburst like a rifle, and it's very front heavy, but it does sort of work. But once again, like I said, it doesn't hold all that well. It's more a curiosity than anything. I wonder why they didn't just make this more cylindrical back here, to where he could have held it like a gun, but maybe it's just coincidence. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and transform this guy into his truck mode. What you're going to do for that, take his arms, put them straight up like this, then rotate them like that. Fold his head down into the bumper of the truck. Clip his legs together. Then take each half of the truck, swing it around to the back, clip the arms together, and then press the fists, the open holes, onto some pegs on the back of the leg, and that's his truck mode. Like I said, very, very simple truck mode, but it works well. The orange hood is kind of... I wish they would have matched the color rather than just gone with that different color orange. For Caliburst to interact with this, I'm not sure if this is the correct way, but what I like to do is turn the cannon around. And then close it back up. Flip this around like I got myself lost there for a second. You're going to want it like this, to where the Minicon ports are facing towards the top of the thing, like that. That's what you want to end up with. Then just clip this on like that, and he's got a little artillery piece on the back of him. And you could have it facing, with the gun facing forward. For whatever reason, I like having it with it facing back. Like he'd be, you know, driving in advance of retreating from something, and Caliburst could just be there picking off stuff coming up on him from the rear. Now, one thing that I'm a little bit surprised is nowhere on the packaging, whenever you're buying these guys, the 2-packs with the Minicon, does it say that they combine with the limbs. At least I say they don't, but oh, yeah, it does. Right there it says combine with the drone vehicles to make a power-up commander mode, but they don't show pictures of them. So I guess it's because, you know, some things on this package are not shown included or whatever, and despite the fact that it's in clear packaging, somebody would still be upset that, oh, I saw that on the package and there it's not included. Urgh. But anyway, got him back in his robot mode right here. What you're going to do to get him into his get ready to be combined mode, push the head down, open up the orange hood right here, flip out that, and that's his combined head. Very mediocer-ish. Didn't notice that until it was pointed out in a review I read. I think it was cliffb.com's review. Next thing that's going to do is the arms are going to fold up almost like whenever I had it touching his shoulder. And there's a peg on the side of the chest and a hole in the arm. And even though it is a rectangular peg, it does not have brawl syndrome. It does hold fairly well. So you've got him like that, looking very tough. The legs are going to flip out to the side, and once you get this open, you can see there's 2 holes in there. What you're going to do is move this to where the peg is now pegging into the lower hole. So what you end up with is the leg looking like this instead of like this. Once you get that done, you can take and flip down the 2 connector ports, and from inside the truck cab, flip out these 2 connector ports. Now you can connect it to either the military drones that come with bomb shock, or the jet drones that come with the jet that I can't recall the name of. Let's just go ahead and for this do it with the jets, just because I like the way he looks with this color scheme. You're going to take this right here and just peg that in like that. And that's going to make a leg fairly automatically. The only one I really have trouble with is this jet right here. I find no matter how you just try and push it on, it will never, ever, ever work right. So what you do is just grab it by the jets in the back, grab it by the Minicon port, and give it a squeeze, and that's going to make it do everything except for the tail section. Get that done, and then flip the tail fins up, and now you can stand him up. The next thing is this search and rescue chopper right here. This one, just grab him by the fuel tanks right here, and oh shoot, I folded up the connector. Just take and put that, oh darn it. What you're going to do is just take and put this on here. Darn it, excuse me. And once you finally get this thing to go in without folding up, you end up with this alien looking claw arm for him. And on mine, this shoulder joint is a little loose. The last one is quite possibly the best one. This the search and electronics warfare plane. You know, put that on right here, and I'm gonna try and do this slowly so you can watch it. But the wings flip forward to make these wicked looking skeleton fingers, and I honestly think that is my favorite one of the combiner limbs. And like I said, there's not much you can do with this one because the joint is just loose. Now, there is one more mode for Caliburst, and that is his protection mode or something or other. It's like a extra armor for the robot, which I don't find looks good on the individual robots, but really does help to bulk up the... Oh, shoot. Really does help to bulk up the combined robot some. Just like the chest plates on the old Scramble City combiners. What you're going to do is get him basically in this position right here. Take and flip his legs up like that to cover up his face and chest. And the instructions say to turn the cannon out to the side. I don't like that. Sometimes this guy's got enough asymmetry going on that a little bit of symmetry does help. So fold it across the chest like that. Reach into his chest right here, and right there's a Minicon port that gets folded down for storage. Just take and peg that in right there, and that is him. Like I said, the way the instructions say to do it is to have this out like this, but I prefer it just looks a little bit cleaner. And this guy's got enough chaos going on that he doesn't need the extra chaos. I need to figure out some sort of way of tightening this up, because besides that, this is by far my favorite combined mode of all of them. The only one that might be a little bit better is Smolder here's combined mode with the military limbs. But that's it. If you are going to get only one figure, get him. Because even without the extra limbs, he's good. With the extra limbs, he's awesome. And I think in a later wave, he's going to get repainted as a Motor Master with some cars, I heard. So it'll be a little mediocer, which will be awesome. Y'all have a good one, and talk to y'all later. See y'all next week.